H-Town, what's up? You know what time it is. It's time for the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live from Houston, Texas, but we're broadcasting all over the entire world via Facebook Live and YouTube Live. And guess what? It's a great Tuesday. A lot of stuff went on last night. But before I go anywhere, I want to acknowledge our first 5 viewers who we affectionately call the starting 5. And those people are, hold on. I wish I could give you a drum roll. Hold up, I can't get to the top. Okay, let me get back to the top. Hey, y'all, let me tell you something. Hey, my system ain't working that crazy. It's kind of crazy today. But we got Sonia Billingsley, Derek Johnson, Jeremy Davis, Mindy Collins. Hey, Mindy. And Chris Charles is in the building. And Will Johnson is our 6th man of the day. Man, what's going on, everybody? Let's start this day off right. I'm just trying to share the show. Share the show right now. And I haven't had a chance to share the show yet. So y'all share it for me. So I can do a little, I can start the show. All right, I want to start it off like this. I want to help you Texans fans out. 1 year ago today, the Texans jumped out to a 24-0 lead in Kansas City. And Mahomes went 7 straight drives and 7 touchdowns to cap off epic Chief comeback. And it was just crazy. But it was a year ago today on this date that happened. I thought I don't want to nudge you. But guess what? I learned a new term yesterday. Was it this morning? It's called, check this out. Mindy, my bad, Mindy, my bad. Mindy, I got a new word. It's called twidiots. I'm going to let that soak in. Twitter it. He said twidiots. To the idiots on Twitter. Oh my God. I said, wow. But then I saw some, I think Samuel Jackson, they had him on it. They said, how can you tell? Check this out, y'all. How can you tell the truth is being told? Okay. Don't laugh at me, Yolanda. But they had this thing say, how can you tell the truth is being told? And it said, check this out. Facebook blocks it. Twitter bans it. Google hides it. YouTube deletes it. What do y'all think about that? Twitty it. Twitty it. When you see some of them people on Twitter acting crazy, that's their name now, y'all. We got a new name for them. But let me tell y'all something. There's a couple of things that happened. What's up, Landon? A couple of things that happened last night. The college championship was won by Alabama. Roll Tide to all your Tide. Check this out, man. Alabama won last night, right? But I want to share y'all something. Look what was going on in Tuscaloosa. They won the championship in Miami, but look what was going on in Tuscaloosa. Let me show you a super spreader event. Check it out. Hey, y'all, and these players, these young players that were in Miami, they got to go back home to that. We gonna check in with Alabama in about what's the 7 days? About a week, 7 days. We gonna check back in Tuscaloosa and see what's going on, y'all. If it's a big, can y'all imagine that, man? Great total. Who said total disaster? Unique thing happened, man. I I got one interview. It was a lot of interviews. A couple of them was boring. One of the guys, man, that was on the stage, number I think it's 58, the defensive lineman. I didn't have time. Y'all, let me tell you what I did last night. I had too much stuff going on, so I had the game on. I didn't watch it. But if anybody watched the game and listened, I want y'all to tell me what was happening with Kurt Herbstreit. And because a lot of people tearing him up on Twitter, on the Twitterverse today, talking about how just the ways he was talking about the players. We'll share that a little bit later. But this Najee Harris, did somebody just put Najee Harris' name up there? Oh, no, they didn't. I thought I saw his name up there. But this guy, I had to tape this. I want y'all to hear him. I mean, I just love this interview. Well, check this out.
Najee, Ohio State has a really good front. How are you able to expose those holes so effortlessly?
Effortlessly. You didn't see what they were doing? They was blowing my ass up. What are you talking about? It wasn't effortlessly. I'll tell you what. Them dude, they did their thing, bro. To be honest with you, it was just, what they did is every time we did a play action, they just shot the gaps. The linebackers, and we got a couple of them to play a lot of the fakes. That's why we were able to throw so much bubbles and the slants and all that. But bro, they was blowing my ass up. You tripping?
Najee, Ohio State.
Now tell me what y'all thought about the game. I know we're going to talk about it a little bit. What do y'all think about? And the reason I'm going and I got another one, y'all. I want to share with y'all because I know Jimmy and I got on a subject yesterday about and I got to remember because somebody sent me something this morning, and they sent me. Y'all check this out. Somebody sent me this morning. Say young player. I'm gonna start here. Ex-hoop star facing kidnapping charges. Let me read it for you. Thank you, Coach Fobb, for sending this to us this morning. He said, former Lincoln preparatory school basketball star has been arrested on 3 counts of second-degree kidnapping, 1 count of battery of a dating partner, and 1 count of aggravated assault upon a dating partner. This young kid, his name Chance Emil Robinson, 19, and he kidnapped his ex-girlfriend and her girlfriends. Let me share something with you, man. That's why yesterday, Keith Sims, I was talking about how we got to reach out our younger guys, our young basketball kids, and our young women too, young guys in our basketball community earlier. We got to reach them earlier, and we can't say we're gonna prevent all of these things from happening, but what would make a kid? Let me give you some of the details, and maybe y'all help me out with this. So according to the investigator, Robinson allegedly committed a battery of a juvenile ex-girlfriend at his residence before making her get in the car and driving to a location where another battery occurred. Check this out now. Robinson reportedly drove the ex-girlfriend back to his residence, placed another 2 juvenile females that were friends of the girlfriend in the car, and drove out again. The investigator said after the amount of time, the females were able to grab the attention of adults and were found safe. Yo, these are the kind of things that's happening right here in our community, and we got to take a look at it. We got to take a look at educating our young guys about life, about the George Floyd situation, about Breonna Taylor situation, but how to treat women and how to to respect women. Yo, we got that's why I said we got a lot of work to do. And we can dismiss it and say, hey, Trina, we can dismiss it and just say, hey, man, no. This is a basketball hoop star. He had been on somebody's AU team. He has been around somebody's situation. He has been around adult males or adult females, and somewhere something went wrong. We don't know if it's mental. I don't know everything about the kid, but these are the things that y'all we got to get just a little bit more serious about, and that's why I was talking about the AU guys and the summer coaches. Coach, I mean, guess what? They spend a lot of time with your kids. And I had some yesterday I wanted to share with y'all because this psychologist, I think she is, she said something. Check this out now, Jay Miles. Y'all got to help me with this. You know, he said, this is she. I think it was a she. She was talking about people, and she gave an amazing analogy. Follow me. What happened? I know, Mindy. Mandy. I understand. I can't wait to talk to you about that, Mindy. I'm glad you brought that up. Imagine, Corey Willis, we're on a lake. You, me, Odyssey, Mindy Collins, Robert Rise, and Jay Miles, and Trina Mouton. We just sitting on the lake, kicking it, chilling. And we see one baby just going down the stream by itself, right? And what we do? We go in and say, we got to save that baby, right? This is her analogy. She said, as soon as you get back to the shore, there's another baby. And we got to go save that baby, right? Then she used another. Hold up, Martin, check this out now. I got you, Martin. Martin, that's a good one, Martin, but follow me here. Now you got two babies, right? Then you see another one going down the stream. This is just an analogy now. Then you got to save that baby. And then there's three babies. Then there's another one. Now there's four. Now, Mindy, Martin Vaughn, you got all these babies, and I look at you and say, what we gonna do, Corey Willis? We got to feed these babies. We got to clothe these babies. That's what we do as a society. That's the here and now. The question is, Mindy Collins, Corey Willis, the question is, where did these babies come from? How did they get there? What's the root of these babies coming down the river? Martin Vaughn. What's the root of that boy kidnapping them girls? What's the root, since you mentioned it, Martin, what's the root? Why didn't the girls in the car not scream out and tell the other girls to run? What's the root? What's the root, Derek Johnson? How did they get there? That is what we need to get kids to understand. What is the root? Where did you, how did you end up here? Why is a highway in the middle of your neighborhood? Not just pick up this damn basketball. Use basketball as a vehicle, ladies and gentlemen, to bring these kids in. Basketball is a great drawing card. Keeps them off the street, keep them out. But we got to teach them something. I hear a lot of AAU guys talking about how many pros they got. That's the damn problem. Trina, tell these young men the truth. Tell them the truth. And if you messed up, admit it. Check this out. There's no way guys like Patrick Ewing, Penny Hardaway, and Michael Boyden are not in the Final Four every year. Let's just talk basketball now, okay? Because, see, and the reason I'm mentioning these guys' name, because I know what they teaching the guys around them. I don't know what every college coach is teaching the guys around them. But these three guys, I've been around and know what they're teaching the guys around them. Start sending our players and our resources to our people. Now, hold up now. Hear me, Angie Holcomb. It's not going to fit. If it's not going to fit, it's not going to fit. It ain't everybody. Listen to me. Everybody can't go to these three coaches, okay? But you have to give them a look. They was telling me about, in D.C., some summer coaches would drive by Georgetown, Ray Jackson, to head up to Virginia Tech, somebody pass by Georgetown. Why? AU coaches some of these guys just want to take pictures. It's not about the kid. Man, I know Tony Bennett. I know, you know, I know Coach K. I know Cal. Cal sit by me at the EYBL. Back in the day, y'all, we had John Chaney, Nolan Richardson, and John Thompson. These were powerful guys. They stood for something. And they knew, and guess what? And you knew they were going to take care of your sons. Perfect example. Allen Iverson, mama, went in, begged John Thompson. Check this out, mamas on the air. I don't know if you'd heard this story, Mindy. Please, if you don't take my son, it ain't going to be good for him. Save my son's life, Mr. Thompson. Unbelievable. When you get guys like Penny, Mike Boynton, Juwan Howard, y'all have heard them? They've been on this show. Juwan hasn't, but he coming soon. The Final Four, they should be in the Final Four every year with our resources. I'm talking about us. I'm talking about when we ever get it right. And I know it's some extenuating circumstances. Believe you me, I know. But what happens is, if these guys are successful, guess what else, Mr. Watts? Guess what else? If these guys are successful, their assistant coach is going to be successful. Share the show, y'all. Because like I said, I can't share right now. Their assistant coach is going to be successful. Then you have more black coaches on the bench. Y'all, the power is always in us. We got to quit. We doing all this whining. Ain't no high, no black. But we sending our resources, our natural resources, our players, to those guys. Ray Jackson. Parents, I don't want to hear no damn butt, Martin Vaughn. Hey, Martin Vaughn, go to another show with your butts today. Ain't no butts today, okay? You keep your butts. I want a damn solution. Don't come with no butt today. What's in store on your son when he get to that campus outside of basketball? Have you ever asked, parents, have you ever asked, what's in store, Kim? Kim, you know Kim. Kim, when I'm talking about my young black youth, I don't have time for them butt guys. I don't have time for the twitiots and the butt guys. Have me a solution on your next tweet, Martin Vaughn, on your next on your next comment. Have a solution. Where are the internships? Where are the jobs when they're done? You know, I told an analogy yesterday, and I know it went over a lot of y'all heads. Y'all still don't understand that I said yesterday, a coach will tell you, look here, come to this school, at the end of your son's 4 years, I'm going to guarantee him, I'm going to make sure he get a $100,000 a year job. Would you sign with that guy? And they said 90% of the parents said no. Internships are important. Where are the jobs when they're done? Y'all don't put 1%. Listen. Especially you damn know-it-alls, please listen. It ain't but 4,700 around in that area, almost 5,000 players in the history of the NFL. Of the NBA. The history of the NBA. Ain't but almost 5,000 players ever, Corey Henderson. Ever in life. Check this out. College coaching jobs. It ain't but 350 of those guys on the whole planet. Mr. Google up and tell me how many people on this planet. Division I basketball coaches ain't but 350. 150 of them have been on this show. We had 2 of them on the overtime show this weekend. Y'all, we are blessed. Y'all remember the top 5 guys we always look up to? Of course, Mr. Watts, all you got to do, chopshophtx@gmail.com. I welcome. Make sure your number in there. I'm going to call you. Everybody know if you email me, I'm going to call you. Yo, we got, it's up to us. What if Stacey Abrams said, man, they done cheated me. Hold up. They cheated me out of the governor's race. But I ain't gonna do nothing about it. No, she said, okay, all right. Look at Kenneth Gamble. One of the guys I respect. I don't know if he know I've been watching him for years. Love the way he moves. I ain't saying he's perfect. I love the way he moves. He got a responsibility. He got kids up under his care. We got to teach him about what redlining is. And we got to teach these people, if you don't know, go look it up. Summer coaches, you have power, man. Juan Davis, they got Juan Davis on this feed right now. Him and his cousin were the guys who had a Chris Paul in their program as a youth. They helped guide Gulfgate Dodge is in the house. And Gulfgate Dodge is owned by James Davis, his uncle, a man that looked just like Robert Hatter. Gulfgate Dodge. If you ever buy any kind of car, Gulfgate Dodge. Thank you for coming on, Juan. But him and his nephew, they had Chris Paul before the Chris Paul y'all knew. The guy who's the president of the Players Association, the guy who saved the bubble, the guy who... I didn't plan him, this guy coming on the show today. But with guys like that, I'm just showing you, AAU coaches, I'm not beating you up, baby. I'm encouraging you today. Summer coaches, you got power, man. We don't want, you remember the top 5 guys we used to look at? Now you look at, they back in the neighborhood. We don't have to have that anymore. Rick Wilmore, James Davis, yeah, only black, and happened to be a great friend. Got his number on speed dial. James Davis, great man. Summer coaches, we got high school coaches. I ain't leaving you out, baby. You got power too. You got power to change this game, the way this game is being played. I know there's a bad word in this community. It's called unify. Understand what you're playing for and what are the stakes. I know y'all hate it, but Stacey Abrams went door to door. In case you weren't on the show yesterday, I told y'all about I'm sorry, Jimmy just said he can't connect. He keep trying to connect. I told y'all about Stacey Abrams. And I'm going to keep talking about this later until y'all get it. Reverend Warnock, the first black senator from the South, got elected the other day. Before the WNBA women, Mr. Watts donned his name on their jerk. Before they start wearing his shirt, he was polling at below 10%. Those young girls talked to Stacey Abrams, talked to him. The next couple of days after they wore his shirt, he got almost $200,000 in donation, 350 new donors, 3,500 new donors, 3,500 new Twitter followers. Just the power when they did what? They unified. They unified. Unbelievable, y'all. So that's what you college coaches, high school coaches. Y'all can decide what league is the best league. Man, I hope Jimmy get in here soon. High school coaches, y'all can decide. Summer coaches, y'all could decide who are the Power 5 conferences. I know. You give me the 5 best teams in Texas right now. Give me the 5 best teams, 5 best kids in whole Texas right now. And guess what? And we going to go to Prairie View, Otha Brown. Give me the 5 best. And guess what? Give me about 4 or 5 good old bench riders. We going to make some noise. Guess what's going to happen then? And do it consistently. Guess what's going to happen then? TV going to come. Nike going to come. Yo, it's not the schools. It's the kids. I know. A lot of people don't want me to tell y'all this now. Even in the name, image, and likeness thing, man. Now they're telling people they can go get paid. They're going to pass this so-called law, and they taking their time. They even postponing. Hold up, y'all. You remember y'all thought you could just transfer anytime. They postponing that. I think it was yesterday, whenever. Brandy, we control this thing, Brandy. If we didn't, I wouldn't tell you so. I know the power. We out here worried about who's going to have the next pro. But we got some doctors. Somebody talking about, everybody don't want to go to school. But then why are you going to college? College is a school. crazy stuff going on here. I hope y'all hear me out here. Somebody give me a clap. Give me a somebody give. Okay. I'm just checking. How long we been doing this, man? How long? How many pros you been getting? How many pros you got? None. No pros. But Martin Vaughn, I love you, baby. But you know, Martin Vaughn. But I know we got to take a break, man. We got to take a break. But I'm gonna see how I can get Jimmy in here. And y'all, I might have to. Hey, look, I'm gonna take a break. But if I can't get Jimmy in here, I might have to back out of it and come back in. So y'all be patient, and we're gonna try it. But I love this topic, man. I didn't know we were gonna go here. I promise you, I didn't know I was gonna go. What they said, what Mindy at? What Mindy? Y'all, the Holy Spirit just came upon me. I promise you, this was not what I planned on talking about. I wanted to talk about Jalen Wallow and why did he play and all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna take a brief recess, and then I'm trying to see why this thing didn't happen. Let me find my sponsors, and I'll get right. We'll come right back. Okay. All right.
Been on.
Welcome back to the best 120 minutes of your day. And guess who I found? Let me where he at? Look who I found. So he was out there in the darkness and I brought him into the light. But hey, that commercial I just showed y'all, in case people, not that break I just showed y'all, that was a mother and her son sitting there going on the computer, waiting to see his results of the bar exam. I don't know if y'all look, if she had oil on the table. She'd have probably prayed over that whole house, and the son, you have to go. If you don't know, you have to go to the Bar Association site, and you type it in, and it tells you. And let me tell y'all something, man. I know how that woman felt. I know how I felt when I kept waiting on that. It's called a likely letter. I don't care how good you are. If you don't get this letter from the Ivy League, you can't get in. Jimmy, when that letter came, I said, yes. You can talk, because people were asking me, Jimmy, man, why ain't you saying where you're going? Why? I couldn't say because they ain't sent the letter. If you don't get that letter, you can't get in. So, but Jimmy, while you were away, we were just talking about a unique subject. I'm just talking about how the power that the AU coach have, the high school coach have, and one guy was asking me the other day. One guy was telling me, I said, tell my man I'm looking for a pro. Jimmy, I'm waiting on my next pro. I said, how long you been doing this, man? 15 years. How many pros you done had? None. Homeboy, cut that stuff out, man. Think about this, y'all. Jimmy, I know we ain't had a chance to talk about it yesterday, but your name, image, and likeness thing, they playing around with it. They playing around, your homeboys playing around with your transfer thing. We didn't transfer some guys already. In our mind, we done transferred some guys already, and they playing around with that. Then this is what got me, y'all. This is what I told my guy. Man, you need to concentrate on quit concentrate on pros. Concentrate on something else. They got Congress and Senate, Jimmy, getting involved with basketball. Jimmy, I ain't gonna tell you no lie. I know you like that. You say, well, Congress, Jimmy, I don't like that because they don't know nothing about no basketball. Them Senate, do you think Mitch McConnell, Jimmy, Moscow, Mitch, and hold up, and Lindsey Graham, when y'all bring, when they bring that little thing up there to them, hold up, Jimmy, when they bring, hey, they gonna look at y'all, man, if y'all don't get the hell out of here. Oh, y'all, hold up, y'all. Oh, great article from years ago by Pablo Torres. Somebody sent me a tweet this morning about a hockey player that made a whole lot of money going broke. It's just so much stuff we can talk about today, Jimmy. But Jimmy, welcome to the show. Give me a break. I'm finna go. I'm finna go and take a break and let you talk. So I'll be back, y'all. Jimmy, you got the show.
What's up, guys? Let's get this thing rocking. Because talking the sports last night, Alabama opened up a can of whoopers on against Ohio State. Did the game turn out the way you thought it would? What are your thoughts on it? You know, you guys out there, I'm just curious to know what your thoughts on the game last night. One thing for certain, a couple of things I took out of it. I watched the first half, and then I watched the fourth quarter just to see if Devontae was going to return or not. Just and I want to see also if indeed Jalen Waddle would have a touchdown. That was one of the things I was rooting for in that game. Jalen Waddle is the wide receiver, the young man from Houston Episcopal High School, in case you didn't know. He the one, actually, Jalen Waddle. One could make a case that Jalen Waddle's injury paved the road for Devontae Smith to win this Heisman Trophy. Jalen Waddle was the first option in that offense. He was the first receiver on the long stream of receiving corps. I'll say it again. One can easily make a case. Jalen Waddle paved his injury by default, opened the floodgates for what we know and see as Devontae Smith. That talent may have been suppressed for another year. Because all those balls that are targeted toward him.
Jimmy, Devontae was on the bench last year behind Judy and all of them guys.
Exactly. And we know how that thing can go sometimes, Halle, because we just talked last week about a specific situation that was at University of Houston basketball, where the starter and one of the stars a year ago finds himself coming off the bench behind not one but two of the guards who backed him up a year ago. Back to the football situation. And that's Caleb Mills. And he couldn't, and one of the undercurrents, he couldn't take that. That was eating him up inside. And it superseded the team concept, because obviously he wasn't willing to buy into the success of the team over him being nabbed or identified as preseason conference player of the year, and he was going to probably be going to the greener pastures in the professional ranks after this season. Now he's transferring. But back to this football game. I was happy that Jalen Waddle, I'm not saying once again, and one of the things I can understand, Alabama is a situation whereas you can root for the player and not necessarily root against the team, but I'm rooting for the player. So indirectly, I'm rooting for the team. I was really rooting for both. Remember, 2 months ago we had CJ on the chop shop, and CJ was the parent of one of the freshmen at Ohio State. You guys remember that? And so I was rooting for CJ's son to get in the game because obviously they only played 7 games, so he hadn't played all season, right? And that's CJ Savajos. You know, he's a football influencer. His son went to IMG. You guys remember that conversation today, but he didn't play, and it's rightfully so. The team and they showing that type of dominance. But last night, my thing was, and I said, hell, your son could do better than number 24 is doing right now. He's getting burnt, especially after making a statement. You got to show him that statement that he made. You got to show it. The cornerback from Ohio State before the game said, "You know who I'm gonna cover."
Oh, Wade lost himself a lot of money this weekend. Yeah. And he's supposed to.
No. The coaches lost him a lot of money because understand. I couldn't understand
Jimmy,
the fight
Wade
inside
is
of him.
5-star, Jimmy.
Yes, but understand. Here's why I say the coaches. The dog inside of him, he didn't think he was getting his head beat in like it was. So he wanted to get one more play back. Let me get him. No, I got him. Bam, burnt again. Let me get him, coach. I got number 6. Let me get him. Burnt again. So the coach could have said, "Hey, I got you. We got. Listen, son. We trying to protect your bread right now. We're gonna switch you to the other side. Let the other guy get burnt one time. We got to protect your bread. You're going to love me one day for that. You can buy me a box of socks or something, you know, when you get older, but I'm going to protect your bread." The coach has done that to him. Now back to this Alabama whooping. Hey, man, dude, do you realize Devontae set the record for receptions? His stat total was 12 receptions, 215 yards, 3 touchdowns, was all in the first half. And you know what? He was having so much fun. It was almost like, man, that energy that he has is contagious, because that means a lineman, it can enthuse the energy in him to block an extra half second. That's all a quarterback needs sometimes, a half second to find him. I would enjoy, and guess what? Ohio State did what they average about 43 points a game. You know, so of course Alabama.
No excuse for them, but they're a strong running team, and a big powerhouse running back got hurt on the first play of the game.
He get hurt.
And you need something like that, because every time Alabama get the ball, they're gonna score. So you got to shorten the game, and they could not shorten the game. I mean, it was I was just thinking about, what do you think about this kid running out there limp, out there playing? So you was all right with Waddle going out there playing?
Well, that was Waddle's decision, and I can understand
I ain't
it.
talking about his decision. I'm talking about, didn't it? Then hold up. And then when my man got hurt, they put him in a tent. No, take that man to the hospital. He done. He had two. I'm just seeing how they just try to put, and you're right, but the coaches got the power to not let those guys play, Jimmy. And the
coaches have the power, but if Waddle, speaking of Waddle first, if Waddle wasn't going to play, he doesn't even suit up. But Waddle, that was a decision. Obviously, I can understand one of your goals and one of your dreams, even though Waddle has played in the national championship before, and at the same time, his recovery process, I guess I hadn't spoken with Waddle, but I can only guess because you can tell how the timeline was going.
Jimmy,
one of his goals and
dreams
was to play in this game.
Forget the timeline. Did you see him running? Did you see him limping off the field every time?
Yeah. And he still caught 3 passes. That was his dream. I think he wanted to get in the end zone.
Ain't his
Waddle's stock?
Ain't it?
Waddle's stock, I don't think would be hurt from that.
I said he could have hurt himself physically.
Oh, that's anybody.
Yeah, but if you already hurt, you don't go play hurt again. Jimmy, his wheels. Okay, let me explain it to you. His wheels. So you're a fan. His wheels are what he get paid for. If you don't have these wheels If you got a flat tire, Jimmy, your Maserati ain't gonna run on a flat tire. I don't care how much the engine costs, a Ferrari. If your tires are flat, that kid could have got hurt deeper. He didn't need to help his stop. He was Jalen Waddle. I wouldn't have advised him. I wouldn't have advised him to play.
What? No. He wasn't trying to help his stock. I believe
no.
not
I'm
that.
telling you though, if I wouldn't have played. You don't play in those
understand though,
situations.
but that's each his own. That was his decision. You got choices and consequences in life.
So
that was a choice that had consequences
right
too.
now.
If he plays and get hurt and he's a big man on the team, coach, I'm gonna play, coach. Guess what? You show, coach, I want to play. I'm good.
No. But me, excuse me. In this business, excuse me, sir, in this business, you shouldn't have played. That's all I'm trying to explain to you. I'm not talking from a fan point of view.
Okay, maybe not he shouldn't have played. But guess what? Yeah. If that's what he wants to do, and he been helping me he done helped me get 2 or 3 pay raises.
No. I wouldn't have left it up with the coach. I would have been Jalen Waddle's parents. My son wouldn't have played. The white man gonna let him play. You know how y'all they gonna let him play. I ain't worried about the coach. I'm just saying the kid didn't have nothing. He done played in a national championship before. You know, I just wouldn't have done it. I just wouldn't have done it. That's just me. In 30 years in this business, I wouldn't have done it. That's all. It don't mean nothing.
Yeah. Well, and once again,
we got a 20th sit up here and say our ankle injury is common. He'll be fine. You know. Move on to the next
what's
thing,
that
Jim.
number 58 name on the defense for Ohio State? That I like him. He you know what I always say?
Who you like
the number 58.
Who?
The defensive guy for Ohio State, number 58. What's his name? The guy that was making all the tackles, making all the plays.
I wasn't listening to the broadcast, Jimmy.
Not number 58, number 32. Number 32.
I turned the broadcast down, Jimmy.
Number 32. He helped. Once again, guys, the result, unless you were a diehard OSU fan, you know, that result, it was basically a result and vindictive of the season that Alabama had. They had been dominating. They was power. I mean, the running back.
Many 5-stars on that team as Alabama has.
They got just as many, but at the same time, the chemistry and the swagger was a lot different from the opening kick. Understand, Ohio State been battling with the COVID all year, season long, various players. They didn't have the kicker last night. Alabama, the only major performer of that football team that was out with the COVID was the head coach, and that was midway through the season. And he miraculously got recovered in 2 days. I never saw that happen before. If you guys remember, tested positive twice, and all of a sudden he's on a private jet on the sidelines with the team on that Saturday. But I liked it. It was good that it happened. Now, once again, I'm hoping that the NCAA can find a way, because they see that they know the bread is there. The thing is the sacrifice it would take on other bowls, which I don't really understand how, because if other bowls that are still in place on like January the 1st, those bowls will simply be used as a first round game. 1 or 2 of those bowls may have to move to the next following weekend, and they still reciprocate the same amount of bread. I just now maybe something I'm missing, but I don't understand that part. How's it can't? I think now, don't get it twisted. If you are the operator of those bowls, you're going to have a higher magnitude of the games will mean more, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to have the attendance, because that means that there could be a team of Boise State who can sneak in, if they've expanded to eight teams,
not going to happen.
Possibly. And so and guess what? The larger teams, the Power Fives, they're not with all that. They're not with that, because of the fact that it's the same reason that a lot of sneaker teams in grassroots basketball they do their damnness to not play a non-sneakered program in their own city early on. If they do, it will be on the back end of the summer after they've already established and saw what they're working with and what the other team is working with. You hardly will ever see it. A local grassroots team playing against an independent team early on in the spring.
Y'all gonna tear their head off if they lose. That's why.
They what?
Y'all gonna tear their head off if they lose. Your media people gonna tear their head off if they lose. That's why they
No, not necessarily so. If you like them, you're gonna protect them. How that's how media work. If you don't like them, you're gonna tear their head off. So it's not necessarily
the ones
so.
You don't like, you'll tear their head off. Okay.
So that means it ain't but one or two
somebody don't like
teams in the whole area, period.
Hey.
So that means the odds are in the favor of you protecting them. Certain media, but for every one that's gonna protect them, it's gonna be another that's gonna tear their head off. But at the same time, what do you hear the tweeter? Which one would make more sound, the tweeter or the woofer? Too many. There's a lot of tweeters out there.
I got a new word. I got a new word too.
I'm talking about tweeters like in music, like a little small speaker.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but I got a new word today. It's called twidiots. Twidiots. I let that soak in. People who just got on the show, I said it in the beginning of the show, it's some twidiots out there. So watch yourself. But what else?
Lastly on the Alabama game, Justin Fields. So what are your thoughts on Justin Fields?
It's all right. After
last night, going against multiple, they ain't the first team that had multiple 5 stars, but
didn't
going
kill
against
nothing, didn't let nothing die.
Monster. That's a monster that you're going against Alabama.
He didn't kill nothing, didn't let nothing die. He didn't kill nothing, didn't let nothing die. He put 20-some points up on the board. He all right. Gonna be a good quarterback for somebody. But he was an injured quarterback. And a lot of people, hip, back, everything hurt, but he never complained about it. He just said, them folks shot me up and I went on back out there. So them people know he was hurt. But hey, since y'all talking about playing
hurt. Well, the good thing for him, he didn't throw any interceptions. So that was the main. He didn't turn the ball over.
He all right. He got some. He got some. He got some a lot of people ain't got. So yeah, he gonna be all right. It's gonna be. Hey, I've even heard this morning they gonna move off of Tua and get Sunshine. The Miami Dolphins. They said they can't pass up on Sunshine.
Hold on. Miami Dolphins picked 3rd.
I know, but they.
So what you saying? So you saying? So they thinking that Jacksonville 11. They saying they gonna trade up. They'll trade up.
I'll trade you. I'll give you Tua and some, and let me move up and get Sunshine.
Time will tell. Now also there's obviously legs to the room because Tua, his name was also in a unconfirmed trade rumor for Deshaun Watson that's been dangled out there. So that means that's a trade rumor to the left, a trade rumor to the right.
Yeah.
And forest fires don't start by themselves.
Okay.
Remember that.
Hey, and just people who know, I don't know people. I've been cheering for Miami for the last 2 years. And it was a great, great reason. You know, I know a lot of people, why are you cheering for Miami? Why are you cheering for Miami? Why are you cheering? Miami is the only team in the NFL. And if it's got a black head coach and a black GM. The only one. And the general counsel is black. Welcome to Miami. What else you got, Jimmy? So it's a method to my madness. When y'all hear me, why you like Miami? Yeah. Them guys in control down there. One of the best defensive in the league this year.
And speaking of course, Alabama, Rod Wells is on the YouTube feed right now. I want to ask you guys now, can you share the show right now? Share the show to your timelines, to your friends, to your groups. Let's get it rocking on this too. We're talking football right now, collegiate football that is, and splash mixed with some NFL as well. Rod Wells says that, have we heard, of course, the rumor that Bill O'Brien could possibly be the next offensive coordinator for Alabama. and that's a very well a possibility. And however, once again, when Alabama plays, he's the offense. If he's the offensive coordinator, that means he's going to be the dictator, the immediate supervisor of the young man that's coming from Katy Tompkins High School, the quarterback who's going to Alabama. So
all I can say, LSU and Clemson and everybody, hey y'all got a shot. Y'all got a shot next year in the year. Long as Bill O'Brien there, y'all got a shot, baby.
Well, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard, Rod. I'm not gonna lie because I hadn't been rooting for Bill O'Brien in the last 2 seasons with the Houston Texans. So I'm used to rooting against necessarily, but I was rooting for Deshaun Watson to do good. I'm rooting for Hopkins to do good. I'm rooting for certain players to do well. But at the same time, I didn't care if the team won or not. You want them to do well. That's how it would be if this quarterback from Tompkins can find his way to the field within a 2-year span for Alabama. If he does, and we see now, good thing about it, it's open season because Jones is gone. He's projected to be a first rounder. So the quarterback job he's coming into is going to be open. It's going to be open. At least open for him to move himself up to the backup if he's that good, because Alabama has showed and proven over the past half decade that they will play a freshman at the quarterback if he's good enough. They showed that. They will put a freshman in. So they will get a freshman ready. It ain't just automatically you freshman coming in and gonna take a red shirt, which is okay as well. But we will see. That's what I'm saying. We will see. Time will tell on that one. We'll look at some of the comments that you guys are saying that you guys are sharing in the Boom Boom Room, and let's entertain some of those comments we're talking. And King Sticks Hatter says, "I will take Sunshine for Watson." Not saying he's better, but if you trade him, just get somebody good. And also going over to the Facebook feed, Anthony Favre says LSU ex Brady talks with the Texans on hold because he wants to talk to Deshaun before continuing the interview process. The owner saying that will not happen. Deshaun Watson, this thing went sour really fast with the Houston Texans and Deshaun Watson. Think about it. I'm talking about like this stuff went like warp speed. It went from just teetering along, going with the status quo, being that good Negro. Then all of a sudden, when the season over with, as you know, and remember, you see how rumors come out. That's why I tell you, the people that are disgruntled is going to be the ones that's going to leak the news. All of a sudden now, think about it. The rumor was, of course, that was according to ESPN, that the Houston Texans ignored the suggestions of the search firm from which they hired and paid thousands upon thousands of dollars to find their next coach. I mean, their next GM.
$1,000 to $1 billion ain't nothing, Jim.
No. I say thousands upon thousands, meaning that hundreds of thousands
upon thousands.
Yes, but you hired him to do the job and usurped their responsibility. And that's then on top of that, it was leaked that Deshaun Watson actually went and gave his nomination. And they's like, okay, we hear you, man. Is that all you got? Okay, we're done. Yeah, okay, all right, bye, Deshaun. He leave out when they probably bust out laughing. Who do you think he is? Didn't we just give him $160 million? You know, so now you see that, remember, Hopkins, a year ago, he went out on the plank. And that was Deshaun Watson didn't want to ruffle any feathers along with Hopkins. The big fella, the big lineman who they cut, who's the one they traded to Seattle in the trade that was making a little noise as well.
Keep forgetting his name.
They traded him because he was a little bit too agitating. He's a little bit too what they call aggressive, you know, in the locker room.
His name popping up, and I'm sitting there. People talking about no respect for Deshaun. Okay. They said they would include him into the process, right? They would include him to the process. They didn't say he was going to pick the guy. They said they was going to include him in the process. And by the way, Jimmy, Deshaun Watson can be as mad as he want to be. Just like y'all, Dwayne Brown. Thank you, Kevin Allen.
Dwayne Brown.
Yeah. Deshaun, he's an employee. Just like y'all said Harden was. He can't do nothing. He got for 2 more years. Same energy. And it's a unique case. It's a unique case. They got his rights. They own his rights. They just signed him to a whole lot of money. So whatever they tell him to do, he got to do. And guess what? If you don't show up in NFL, you don't get paid, and you got to pay that money back. What's your homeboy name, Jimmy? Antonio Brown. Ask Antonio Brown. So, Houston just a dysfunctional city for sports, y'all. Y'all used to it. Your baseball team cheats. The football team, they don't know how to cheat. They tried to get this guy, Casario, a couple of years ago, tried to cheat and get him, and got caught and got fined, and now they can get him free and clear, and Deshaun Watson don't want him. And if y'all saw did y'all see his interview? He looked like he had just left Trump's office. Let me repeat that. That's Bill O'Brien's boy too now. That's what I don't understand. That guy's Bill O'Brien's dude. Oh, you talking about they disrespectful him by trading D-Hop away. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Hey, Mindy, stop me when I stop. I'm just facting here. I'm just facting. Baseball teams are cheaters. Football teams is inept. Basketball team, I don't know. Only thing the good the basketball got for them going, they got Travis Scott showed up the other day. So, it's just a lot of stuff got to happen in Houston sports, on the Houston sports team, that get y'all confidence. Y'all don't even have confidence in your own team. Come on, y'all. Y'all know y'all don't. And I ain't gonna lie, I was lax in the Texans. Y'all gotta understand, when Andre Johnson was there, I was at every game. I can't imagine.
So that means you was down with the team then? Huh? I mean, you was down with him. You was down with him.
Yeah, I'm down with you. Yes, sir. Jimmy.
Okay, so you part of the deal.
Not no more.
You part of them.
Andre quit. You remember Andre quit?
You just in remission right now. That's all it is. You down with him still.
No. Andre quit. Jimmy, I got to
get Jimmy. They brought him back.
He quit again.
2 years later and gave him a lifetime position, which he relinquished, and he still has a role with them as well. I don't know what the title is now. He quit. You still down. You're just in remission right now. You like a tumor right now.
Jimmy. I knew I did that to get a rise, and Kendrick Lewis just jumped right in there. I don't care about Memphis sports either. Kendrick Lewis. I don't care about Memphis teams either. I went to the University of Memphis. I don't care about the teams. Jimmy, you ain't heard me say nothing about the Grizz this year. So
you
Kendrick,
want to. Huh? You let him hit a couple of buckets. You will.
John Moran hurt right now.
You will.
John Moran hurt.
We saw you.
See, what Kendrick Lewis, because I know you don't know me, for you make that comment, I know you don't know me. So let me explain to you. Man, I like people. Certain people with certain teams, that's why I like the team. I like Philly, the people on the team. Jimmy, last year, Jimmy, you thought I loved who? You thought I loved the Clippers, didn't you? Look what happened. I ain't mentioned they sorry ass since. Jimmy, as the facts change, Kendrick Lewis, the truth changed with me because I'm not a fan. I just like the people that I like. I like the Rockets. I like the Rockets. Until they trade 13, then I'm out. I'm all right. Hold up now. Hold on, Jimmy. If they get somebody else I like, I'm back. Yeah. Look who talking. Hold up, y'all. Hold up. Let me wait to see who wins first. This Jimmy, y'all. No, that ain't bandwagon. Yeah, bandwagon is for fans. I'm not a fan, Mindy. Mindy. I don't jump.
Where is it etched in stone that bandwagon is just for fans?
That's your interpretation. Jimmy, I'm not going to Philly. You usually jump on the bandwagon of the winning team like you do. I go to the teams that my friends or somebody I know plays on. That's how I do it. Y'all jump on, oh, this team winning. Here you go, Jimmy. I like them. Oh, this team winning. I like them. No, I go with the people I like. Hey, listen, they don't have to win. Philly, yeah, they are winning. No, they lost. They lost a couple of games. Philly winning. But look here. What's that? The Clippers still good, aren't they, Jimmy? I didn't jump off the bandwagon. They fired my dudes. Not F them. they fired my dudes. F them. That's all.
Now you go.
Hold up. Why? Now King Sticks there saying something real key. King Sticks said, "Let Penny start coaching the Grizzlies." Yes, sir. Penny goes to I might go get in the front office. Hey, y'all, that's just the way I do it, man. Everybody can't do it the way I do it. But come on, Jimmy, what else you got, man?
So, as you guys see, he's taking the field on the bet. He's taking the field.
Same in high school. I like certain players. I was hold up. I wanted Side Creek to win the other night, right? And they won. Because guess who on the team? DJ on the team. He came on the show the other day. I got the chip for DJ. That's how I am, y'all. It's the people. I'm a people person. I ain't worried about the team. The team owned by somebody I ain't thinking about. But the players look like me. So
last year you didn't like Martin Ranch. You just liked the LJ Cry. You didn't like Martin Ranch.
There you go, boy.
So that means with the same breath right now, you don't really like Hightower at all. You can care less about that. Like
it's a different caveat there. The coach is one of the greatest. I came on this show. Coach is one of the greatest human beings that I've ever been around. So I like the coach. So now if he leaves, then it's different. I just told you, Jimmy, I'm helping you out. It's the people that make it with me, baby. I'm a people person. Guess what? I like Katie. People, why you like Katie? Hunter Washington, my nephew. I gotta like him. Bobby Taylor, son. Bobby Taylor has been on the Top Shop. Y'all, I'm gonna teach y'all how to do this after what? No. Y'all ain't gonna be able to do it like this. Yeah, y'all ain't gonna be able to do it.
No,
can't nobody do it like that. Can't nobody do it like that. Hey, Jimmy, Jimmy, I even like Shadow Creek now. Why? Why I like Shadow Creek? Kevin Drones, I got to cheer for him. Ramon Walker, I got to cheer for him. Let them lead.
Oh, they both will be gone in a year or two.
And then next I'm done.
Okay.
That's all.
So that means that don't necessarily mean true. Your door is always open. You play in the field.
No, I'm
playing
not.
The field mean you reserving yourself the right to root for them again if the right person that you grow to like plays for them. So that means you play in the field. That's what I just said.
But the field is I don't believe I'm playing the field.
You play in the field. That means at any given time, anybody you like can transfer.
Whoever wins it, I'm gonna be on their side.
Hold up, or get hired. You play in the field.
Well, at least I'm not like you. Whoever wins it, I'm gonna play with them. Whoever wins it,
Not whoever winning. That's not necessarily. That don't mean every doggone champion I'm down with. Just that I'm going to be on the winning team because I'm not. My heart, it does not grow up in the midst of NFL sports or NBA sports. It grew up in baseball sports. Loving. I was an Astro buddy when I was a little kid. But so it grew up, and even within. So when you go and leave, understand how I think. Because I
like Stephen Woods. If he leave and go to Bridgeland, I'm playing the field. I'm just going in support
Yeah,
of my guy.
that the interpretation and the definition of playing the field, meaning that you retaining, reserving yourself the right. That means, yes, if Stephen Woods went to Bridgeland High School, that means you reserving yourself the right to root for Bridgeland. That means you could very well be a Bridgeland supporter.
I'm rooting for
And that's what that
Stephen
means.
Woods to win.
Okay, but that's funny. Indirectly, Alan, stop playing merry-go-round.
No, you stop playing. You stop playing.
You know what the hell you're saying?
I know exactly what
you're saying. That means you root for Stephen Woods. Stephen Woods are winning. Bridgeland is winning. You be rooting for Bridgeland. Indirectly.
Are you a skin diver? Are you a skin diver? The hell you know what's going on up under my skin. Stay out of my skin. And yes, I'm gonna start cheering for Pele and Dawson because my partner's son is over there. He'll be playing football there next year and track. Guess what? Next year, I'm gonna cheer for Dawson.
And then the question, it means if that young man transferred out of Pele and Dawson and went to Alvin High School the following year, you want to root for Alvin High School. That means you play in the field.
I'm gonna head out 288 and make that left and go hang out with that. I'm gonna go hang out in Alvin. Yes.
So that's the interpretation of what I described.
No, that's not
what I said. That's the description of what I said by playing the field.
I agree with your interpretation.
That ain't no, dude, your actions agree with it. Your interpretation of the word playing the field, different words have different meanings in different communities. Remember that. Hey, just like this. In the way that you use it in a sentence, that is also all can be different. The word hook has a different meaning in Fifth Ward than it does in Cyprus. If you use the word hook, if you use the word mark, it has a different meaning in Third Ward as it does in the Woodlands. Certain words have different meaning. So I just gave interpretation. Anyway, we got to go to a quick break. And we come right back with sticking a little bit and get this thing popping. Talk some NFL. We didn't get a chance to touch on them yesterday. Some NFL football games from the first round of the playoffs. Talk about those, and then we get into some NBA talk. And we will probably even open up the phone lines for you guys as well. You guys hang right there on the Chop Shop. Be right back.
I'm Sheriff John Rood here with my good friend Jailer Jamie Mosley, and we're kind of discussing the outrage last night of the University of Kentucky Wildcats that disrespected our American flag and our national anthem. We have a couple shirts here. This is one from way back, Final Four shirt. And this is what I kind of think about it, the disrespect that they showed last night to that flag right there, any flag here in Laurel County, and the disrespect to our veterans. And this is what I think about the program, Coach, until you can get these guys under control and lead by example. Here's my shirt.
I've got another one going right in behind it. The sheriff and I did talk about this a lot. And we did see a way to try to help some people out. A lot of the comments that we posted on Facebook and people concerned people that needed clothing, and we found out.
If those were black and brown people there yesterday, there would be bodies on the Capitol today. Bodies. There would be mass arrests. I think it reveals very clearly how some people believe that this country belongs to them. And they act that way. And they're treated as such. An insurrection. I saw a majority white mob with impunity sack the Capitol. I saw them walking, mulling about, threatening people in the Capitol. And I saw police being gentle, relatively gentle, I suppose, giving them space. It was a nation on edge in some ways. White mob violence is
Welcome back to the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks. I had to show those pieces that just show you the two Americas we live in, and we got clowns out here talking about each other on social media and on Facebook feeds, and not realizing what's going on in this world. Y'all, it's just unbelievable to me. Unbelievable to me. We got guys gonna burn your Kentucky jersey because the kids kneel at a game, but it was all right when them guys walked in there with the Confederate flag inside the state capitol. Crazy, crazy world we live in. Crazy, crazy, crazy world we live in, y'all. Yeah. See, we do all this talking on this Facebook feed. Let's do some of your talking to some of them. And Jimmy, have you been talking to your friends? You got your friends that your white friends you be talking to. Have y'all talked about the insurrection yet?
Yeah, I talked to one of them.
Okay.
Yeah, it's always healthy. You can't talk. I explained to you.
I just asked you.
Yeah, you can't talk
What did they
to
say?
everyone about
But
different topics. You got to feed them. You got to feed different topics to different ones as applicable, and that keeps it healthy. And because I know that it helps to understand a potentially different angle as to why, because they have friends. That's what I'm saying. So that means ain't no difference in calling a person asking, man, what they saying over there. You just basically get to feed a feel on ground zero as to how and what's making some people tick. And then, you come to find out, like, a lot of those people knew of the what they call it, the dark web that the people are communicating on. And that's why it's so far-fetched, meaning that obviously this thing is spiraling towards all signs are pointing towards what many people, if you're paying attention, can tell from a mile away, that this was what they would consider in days or months to come an inside job. Meaning that and it's obviously, you think just because a person is a policeman, just like we just saw the clip, just because there's a police officer doesn't mean that police officer feels that he's either to the left or to the right with his political views. Yeah, we had a police officers on Chop Shop last year. One in particular came on and said and stated that a lot of his co-workers, this was shortly after the George Floyd tragedy, that a lot of his co-workers, the tensions in the police officers because of the unions and stuff, is like, some people want those officers to pay, and other guys were like, they need to be protected. So there's a rift, and this thing.
I didn't mean to go there. I shouldn't even ask you that question. I didn't even mean to go
there.
No,
that's what you mean. You shouldn't ask the question.
Yeah, I shouldn't even ask that question. I didn't mean to go there today about what's going on.
You can't avoid it. There's no way to avoid it.
I ain't avoiding it. I just didn't mean to go there today
That's
with
the thing. And
24
of course,
minutes
earlier
left.
today, right before
Yeah.
the show, as we came on air,
Yeah.
Chuck Schumer had a press conference on the sidewalk today outside, and which was hijacked by a woman who just came and stood right in front of the camera and hijacked the whole press conference. But before she came, he basically stated that everybody who is I guess arrested as a result of their involvement on January the 6th at the Capitol should be on the no-fly list. That's at the least. Everybody who gets arrested should be on the no-fly list. That's at the least. And then and go from there. And of course, also, if you guys missed it, the president came out and had a press conference today, where he's on the way to Texas right now, South Texas, that is, to try to help and build up momentum to get the rest of this funding to get the wall building in place before he leaves out of office in a matter of days. Guess who's on the plane with him, Al? Guess who's on the plane with him?
Who on the plane with him? Bill Belichick?
Lindsey Graham. After that sermon he gave on the House floor.
That's his dude. Your dude.
No, but after the sermon he gave on the House floor,
he lost. Yeah, but that's still his dude.
Remember that sermon he gave? He said, "I'm done." He didn't
say he wasn't gonna not mess with him.
He said, "I'm done. I tried to support you. I tried to support you. I'm
this
done.
Is over. Now let's go get this other stuff, man. Come on, man. Hey, y'all. I keep trying to tell y'all. All of them people up there cool and know each other, man. All of them. My problem is we got some people who got some new people that got elected this year that I don't trust those people around the leadership in the Congress. These young ones, I just don't trust them around them. They need to search every damn congressman. I wouldn't even let congressmen bring firearms into a bill. I just don't trust these people, man. These people are pretending to be congressmen, and they are something else. Just like the police are pretending to be police, and they're something else. Jimmy, it was a lot of active police officers in that crowd. They picking them out. Yeah. So it's just, it's a hot mess up there. It's a hot mess up there.
And so understand, a lot of active police, as well as a lot of retired military special ops guys. Mm-hmm. Now that goes to a whole nother level. That explains how a lot of guys have active experience building the bombs, deceiving, conceiving the bombs, or just getting in their ability to shoot from a far range with certain weapons. And the thing is, this thing, once again, if you're paying attention, if there ever was a time to motivate your young people out there who maybe didn't, just missed this one out and didn't register to vote, they didn't think nothing of it, and they see how close these people came to accomplishing part of their mission, well, more of their mission. Think about that black officer, man. We thought, don't understand, we laughed at little old dude and we joked about him, old Barney Fife, the brother, who had the pistol on his side, but ran and let those guys in. Then as you grow to know the facts, a different level of respect goes for this young fella. Number one, he knew he didn't have enough bullets. So that means now, obviously, they want to start giving them guys 2 or 3 extra clips, on their holster. He didn't have extra bullets that's come to him. So he knew if he would have fired one, he knew that they had ammunition, they had guns, which you saw from the cameras on the outside of that door. One guy had an AR-15 right there. So it's gonna be a suicide. So he took off and made a peaceful run. They chased him. He was getting ready, instead of taking them down the right hallway, which would have led directly to the Senate, which was wide open. He made a stunt. He did a stunt on him and took him the other way and led him right there to the. It reminded me of the scene, Hannah, from the movie Uptown Saturday Night, when Bill Cosby and Sidney Poitier was running, and 40th Street Mac was following them, and they ran right into the police station. Back in the end of that movie, you guys, I took you guys back to a blast to the past. That's what, and so that was. What if that officer would have? That security guy would have ran down that right hall into the Senate and tried to attempt to close the door. Guys, they had the hand ties. They had tasers. One officer got tased. They had all of the things that were needed to be to fulfill a mission of kidnapping or killing somebody. And they had the not the gurney, what they call the thing outside with the noose on it. They had one of those waiting. That wasn't a replica of one. That was one. There's a difference. So that means now you know what was on their mind. So now you know what's on their mind. The thing that the government is doing is you can't particularly plan wholeheartedly on this side of the fence, because until you first find out how many of your people are infiltrated by them. Otherwise, all your plans are going right to them. Come on, guys. Think about that. You want them to go and make a plan right now. Now, guess what? The acting director of the Homeland Security resigned yesterday. His primary job, Heather, was to do the security detail for the inauguration. So what would make him resign? Probably because it's becoming known on the other side that he's already contaminated. They pushed him out. You have to find a clean house. You got to do your best to clean house. Or you're not going to clean house, because so many of them. But it's going to take a lot of investigation. But then if you tell the person who's doing the investigation to conduct the investigation and he's already contaminated, then guess what? That investigation is going to protect his people. It's going to go nowhere. You got to. And I heard somebody had to make a statement, and they say, well, shouldn't the security detail for the inauguration be mostly, blacks and minority? No, you can't do that right now. No, that makes it too easy.
No, these guys got to live by the code and protect and serve. If you don't want to be no police, then Jim, I'm just sitting there listening to you, right? I sit there and listen, right? And I was just thinking about, we cannot ignore the significance of what happened the other day. We saw a complete anxiety attack of those who pledge allegiance to white supremacy. I think that day will go down in history, Jimmy. We witnessed. Think about this, Jimmy. They witnessed before their very eyes a black preacher and a Jewish man was elected in this deep South, representing Old Dixie. You can't lose sight of the fact that, Jimmy, Georgia was the epicenter and the heartbeat of white supremacy. And we have representing in them two races the two most marginalized groups, and they ascended to the seat of power. It's crazy, man. I was just sitting there thinking about this, y'all. Do y'all know who Kelly Loeffler is? A lot of people, Jim. I'm finna show you. Let me give you a little.
A lot of people probably forgot one of the toys that she have to play with. A lot of people probably forgot.
Let me help you out, because a lot of people don't even know this, Jim. A lot of people. Let me give you a little history on it. She was never elected to Congress. Let's get that right. Okay. Her and her husband were the highest bidders on Governor Kemp's. They gave more money to Governor Kemp, the guy who beat Stacey Abrams. They gave more money to him, Jimmy, than anybody. They outbid. You know, they the highest bidder. So guess what? My wife appointed her as the senator. So she was never elected, Jimmy. Let me tell you something else about her. Jimmy, she got so much money, she loaned her, hold your thought, Jimmy, because I want to hear. She loaned herself $24 million to start her campaign. Let me repeat that. Because I know y'all just think y'all got millions. It might not mean nothing to y'all. She got so much bread, she loaned herself $24 million to start her campaign. Her husband, go, all you Google ass people, here you go. Her husband is one of the guys who introduced Bitcoin, Jimmy, to the stock exchange. This how much bread they got, right? Now, she had all this wealth, and her husband had brought all this to the stock, and a black preacher that preached at Martin Luther King Church beat her with a grassroots campaign, who was trending at below 10% at the beginning of his campaign. John Ossoff, y'all. Y'all got to understand, these white supremacists mad. John Ossoff, y'all. He's Jewish. He was elected. Jimmy, he used to clerk for guess who, Jimmy? John Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't even have no commercials. And he won. They spent all of this money to be a little black preacher and a little Jewish boy and still lost. Something is happening, man. Jimmy, that's almost unheard of, Jimmy. Now, what was you going to tell me about her?
You said they spent that money. Understand, a lot of that money is coming in the form of donations from lobbyists and from their supporters who invest their money in there to hopefully some of their angles and some of their legislation be pushed through, and that's part of the politics. So that means you put your money in this hole and almost start. Think about it. If you think about it, you just mentioned 10% he was trending at the beginning. This was at the beginning, but not the runoff, at the beginning of his first campaign. He made the push because a lot of people turned around and said, hey man, you need to run, man. Just, go on and run. He had never ran for office before. He didn't go city councilman, didn't go mayor, he was trying to pull what Chris Walker was thinking about doing a couple of years ago. I said, hold on, Chris, you crazy as hell. And just like that, somebody probably told him, man, you crazy as hell. Preacher, pastor, what the hell you thinking about? No, man, this.
What was you going to say about Loeffler, though? You was going to say something about Loeffler.
I'm saying about Loeffler. So that means if he was trending at 10%, just think about if you're trying to help Loeffler at that time. That means you got 90% of your money is safe, man. We're going to get your bill. If you want it to be, well.
Jimmy, that's not an investment, Jimmy. Jimmy, that's not an investment.
That is an investment for some.
When you give when you invest, campaign,
you put your campaign dollars up under a politician, and for some,
okay.
Depending on the level,
but for
it's
Kelly
an investment.
And her husband, who can afford to give it a
I mean, they're hedging their money.
Your little $500 ain't gonna move the needle. That's all I'm saying.
No, we're not talking about the little $500. I'm talking about what about the $50 million or the $5 million? That's an investment.
Jimmy, you ain't hear what? Did you hear what I just said? The lady loaned her. She didn't even wait on them people. She loaned herself $24 million.
I understand that, but at the same time, if you taking dollars, I'm talking about in general. In general, the people that support, that put money behind certain candidates, they often have something that they need pushed through. That's often. Or you're doing it as like paying shakedown. I might need you one day. So I'm putting something up under you right now.
First time I ever gave some money It's to Barack Obama. And boy, they've been emailing my ass and texting me ever since. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. That's a hell of a campaign. Once you give, boy, they gonna text you. Boy, also everybody done text me. But Jimmy, let me help you out. I got to share something with people. When I found out, because I was saying, what is about John Ossoff? Why they so mad? Jimmy, it wasn't until the 1950s that Georgia even allowed Jewish people to build synagogues. That's how marginal they were. And he's the youngest member of Senate. He ain't but 33 years old. I'm sitting there saying, what the hell? Let me tell you something, man. Them people realized that day that there's something in this world just didn't set right. I got all the money, Jimmy. But I still, that's why you think they had to go and attack Stacey Abrams. Ain't that ironic to the people who just got on the show and it wasn't in the beginning? Ain't that ironic that the people, Jimmy, who helped Warnock start his campaign, who kicked off his campaign, the WNBA women, Stacey Abrams, I'm going to send y'all that article. Y'all can Google it. No, Google it. It's in Forbes. Stacey Abrams was the one that was responsible to getting the WNBA team to Atlanta. She wrote the charter. She wrote the infrastructure. She negotiated the contract. She's a lawyer. Ain't it ironic? The woman who got cheated out of the governor's office the other day helped the team come to Atlanta, and the team helped Warnock. Y'all, you can't make this up, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable. I can't. Netflix gonna come out with something. Netflix gonna come out with something about this, Jimmy. They got to. But I see what Jimmy you saying. Them people put all it. What about the people who put all this money behind Trump?
Well, I mean that too. I mean, but I think Trump. It wasn't like you wouldn't feel like that was a landslide. You knew that was going to be a tough race this time. It's not. I don't think the same level. That was like betting. That was fool's gold. That's what it was. Putting the money behind her. Fool's gold. You thought it was cane, but it was gold melted flour. That's what it was.
And they still sending him money, Jimmy.
Huh?
They still sending him money.
Yeah, right now.
Yes. They still sending him money.
That's the Grand Dragon. He's their Grand Dragon. If you called them that publicly, they wouldn't like that word because it's already been attached to supremacy. So they would probably use another name or another term to how they view him collectively. Remember the movie The Warriors back in the late 70s?
Come out to play, Warriors.
Okay, in that movie The Warriors, that was one dude, I think Cyrus, was the one person that when all of the gang members met on the beach toward the end, or when they met, and when they were all meeting, they were trying to figure who killed so and so, and then the guy was up there on the podium talking. He was like the anointed supervisor of all of the gangs. Remember, they had different all gangs, and the Warriors was just one of the many gangs that happened to be there. Somebody fingered them out. The Warriors did it, and they started running, and the movie took off for 2 hours, took you through the paths and the depths of New York City until they ended up on the beach. But now my thing is that guy has a title. He was part of a gang too, who was on that podium and who was up, and everybody respected. Everybody got quiet when he spoke, but he was the leader of all of the gangs. That's what this president number 45 is. So his title, people like to give themselves their own title, because if you give them the title, they ain't going to accept your title because it's kind of going to slight them. But the meaning of that title is going to be the same thing. He's a grand dragon of all of those supremacist groups combined collectively. It started in Charlottesville. People wasn't paying attention. A lot of people was. I remember back after Charlottesville on the Chop Shop. A lot of you guys may have been watching the show back then, and a lot of you have came on board since. But we had the coach from University of Virginia on the Chop Shop, guys. I don't know if you know it or not. Shortly afterwards, and he spoke with tears in his eyes about how things had happened and transpired in Charlottesville, Virginia during that weekend.
You know what was unique about Charlottesville to me? That was a place that you go every year.
Every year.
For a week.
Every year. And Charlottesville, and understand, that was spooky because when I went there after talking to him, remember, Hannah, he took me and Sandra, we went on a tour. It was nighttime, you know. He took us through because I wanted to just feel it.
You wanted to know where the tiki torches was at.
And he took us on a tour of where they met at, where they walked down with the tiki torches, where they took us to the statue, where they went. He took us to all that where they have a security guard 24 hours now. Since then, guarding that particular one statue. It just took, and when you walk in, we walked up the little hill, how they walked up, you can just feel it, like, man, you know, and it gives you, you guys know what I'm talking about. It's that you get them chill bumps, them anointing, you know, type feeling that you get when you go and you can feel the spirit of how bad it was. Now, even was this was 4 years ago of signs. And they went out of their way to make you believe that your eyes were lying to you.
And guess how it all started, Jimmy? With that dude from Hawaii with Kenyan parents. When he came up there and said, yes, we can. Obama won that race in 2008, 6-8. Let me tell you something, Jimmy, that's when it started, Jimmy. And a lot of people just don't understand. So I never forget, Jimmy, that next race in 2010, that next congressional race, a lot of us relaxed and said, Barack in there now, it's on. And Jimmy, guess what happened? The Tea Party, these guys are remnants of the Tea Party. They formed a strong coalition. Paul Rand and Ted Cruz and all of those guys came into power because we did not go vote in the down ballot that we're not going to do this year. And I received that in the name of Jesus right now. We're not going to do it. Jimmy, them people came of power. They think about this. It ain't never happened before. Mitch McConnell, the day after he got elected, him, Lindsey Graham, and a group of them went to the coffee shop and said, man, our job is to make sure he's a one-term senator. I can't stand that arrogant, you know the word they use. He walk around here like he's smarter than everybody. That's what they used to say about him. Even when he wore a tan suit and it was a national crisis. And this dude here just doing what the hell he want to, and people, 70 million voted for him. Only crisis Barack Obama ever had, he wore a tan suit one day. A tan suit? Man, let me tell y'all something, man. All of you people talking about voting don't matter, shame on your ass. Because them folks down in Atlanta fooled your ass. They got these folks acting crazy. Y'all voted. What you call him, Jimmy? What you say? He's the Cyrus. What you gonna call? Y'all voted Cyrus out. Y'all voted Jim Jones out. To all your friends who talking about voting, they don't know. Vote don't matter. Ooh, y'all, I can't say what I want to say to them. They just don't know, though. They don't know. So we use voting this, and guess what? And now, hold on. I don't like Biden. I ain't telling you a lie. I ain't. Hell no. You never heard me tell one time, all right, Joe Biden. I like Kamala. I don't like Biden. He old and white. And hold on. He one of them. He been in Congress for 40 years. Y'all got to realize, y'all got to watch Jimmy. Y'all got to watch. I told y'all about Adam Clayton Powell, one of the first black congressmen up there, and how they treated him. Couldn't eat in the lunchroom, y'all. He represented New York, and they wouldn't let the black congressman eat in the lunchroom. Go look up your history. Some of them people still alive. Then one redneck senator who hate him, he said, that's all right. I'm going to follow you wherever you go. He went and sat next to him. He told Adam Clayton Powell, don't ever sit next to me when we're in session. These people that's in the Congress, y'all, the people who y'all talking about, who Nancy Pelosi, 80 years old. Clyburn, 80 years old. That's why we need to get us some young people to run. Get these old ass people out of here. They got wisdom. Let's use their wisdom, but let's bring up some young leadership, man. Back to Adam Clayton Powell. Jimmy, he couldn't eat. Jimmy, guess what he said? He segregated it. He walked in there and sat down and said, y'all gonna feed me? I'm a congressman. Get what he told the black waiter, Jimmy? He said, come here, man. Make sure they don't spit in my food back there when y'all bring my food out here. Y'all, this is not BC. This in this generation. All them old people up there, they've been, dude, it's just a new day, and we got power, y'all, now. I told you earlier, high school coaches, I hope you're still on there. Summer coaches, y'all got power. Y'all got the power to send y'all kids any way y'all want to. I know they're going to tell you. Some people on here going to tell you, no, don't do that. Don't get Coach K. Don't get Coach Cal mad at you. Don't get Master mad at you. Don't you do it. Let me tell y'all something, man. Y'all got the power. Y'all got the kids. Our problem is one guy want to go be a renegade. When I'm going over here, because Coach Cal sent me some Nikes that can't nobody else get. I like him. Jim, I said at the beginning of the show, you went on here. There's no reason Mike Boynton, Penny Hardaway, who else I said? Jawan Howard, Pat Ewing. No reason those guys should be.
You didn't say Leonard Hamilton?
Huh? What?
You didn't say Leonard Hamilton?
Leonard Hamilton. No reason they shouldn't be in the Final Four every year.
Well, you mean one of them. You mean at least one of them.
Every year. But guess what? Our biggest problem is we don't want to do the Stacey Abrams. Y'all know how hard it was for Stacey Abrams to get them. Jimmy, it's some people that were felons didn't think they could vote, Jimmy. I never forget when you came back and said, man, this is the first time I ever vote. You jinxed us, goddamn. That's why Hillary lost. If you should have waited. I'm messing with you. No. But Jimmy, I'm sitting here, Jimmy, this word that in our community, when I say it, I just wish somebody else would come say it for me. The word is unify. That don't mean I got to like Jeremy Davis. I don't have to like Crystal Wicks. But Crystal Wicks, what affects Crystal affects me. What affects Jeremy affects me. Stacey Abrams met resistance from black people down there in the rural. Girl, you coming down the old mountain, you gonna have the sheriff come over here. Because the rural South is full of the sheriffs like I played earlier, the Kentucky sheriffs, Jimmy. Jimmy, I'll never forget, man. Eric Dampier. We was trying to represent Eric Dampier. Bus Cook told him, you can go with them as you want to, but I'm going to make it hard on your family up here in Mississippi. These the games they playing. We scared to play games like that. We want to sit over here and talk and talk on a Facebook page. It's people out here actually doing the work. It's easy to type some bullshit on Facebook. It's easy. When are we going to say stop? High school coaches, college coaches, high school coaches, summer coaches. Man, I know they pitting us against each other. Stephen Woods, I'm going to send this thing out to you because you both. Man, let's sit down. We ain't got to do, let's just talk. Y'all might find a common ground. Y'all powerful, man. That's what all I'm trying to tell you. You're powerful. But you're not using your power right. You over here, you over here, you over here, you over here, you. Yeah. Y'all should have a black coaches council here in Houston. BCC, Black Coaches Council, here, the high school and the summer coaches. Dude, it can be done, man. Y'all just got to quit being so. I don't want him to see me with him because I don't supposed to like him. But we let a woman, Stacey Abrams, go down here and get 1 million people registered to vote. And we can't sit down and talk and get a lunch together. Man, we got to stop it, man. Jimmy, take us on home.
Yeah, it's almost time. Remember though,
Okay.
how do you got to insert the disclaimer.
Yeah.
There are some it came out of your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
There are certain people out there that at a certain time they're not worthy or trustworthy of working with them.
Jimmy, I ain't said work with them. I just said sit down and talk.
But at some point,
Jimmy,
at some point in time,
snakes. Jimmy, you do business with some snakes. You probably
Absolutely.
don't know they some snakes.
But I ain't gonna go to talk to them at nighttime.
Okay. What?
Or when it's feeding time.
I got you.
I'm gonna throw their ass an egg first.
I like that. But Jimmy,
then go talk to them. That way I know you ain't gonna try to eat.
College. You and I are neither one of those guys. That ain't up to me and you. I'm talking to them. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm doing business right now with people I never thought I'd do business with. Angel Videro. I thought I never. Because guess what? He didn't. I didn't like him. He didn't like. But when we got in the meeting, Angel, I'm finna help y'all some, Barry. I'm gonna help y'all with something. We got in the meeting, we start talking. Then we went and talked again. Guess what I found out? We didn't have a problem with each other. It's the people who wasn't in the meeting, the outside mother running their mouth about people. It's people in this city don't like certain people just cause Angel say he didn't like them. We got some in this city that will not like Gary Carter because somebody else said, I don't like him. I don't like the way he wears hair. But when I sit down and talk to these guys, Jimmy, I said, damn, I ain't really had no problem with him. I let this clown, I told you, I wouldn't even be, if I listen to what people say, I wouldn't even be speaking to Jimmy.
What they tell you?
Oh my God. You know, you like the stuff on
What
the
they
show.
tell you? Drop one out there. Drop one out
You like
there.
to say stuff on the show. I like to keep it quiet. They just said on.
No, I ain't say who said it.
Don't
You
mess
know
with
who
that.
some of the
He's a hook. He's a crook. He's this. He this. He this. Don't mess with that. Don't mess with that. You know what I told him, Jimmy? I said, Jimmy, I'm gonna tell you, because I got mad. Jimmy, hold up. I was in listen, I actually got into an argument. Can y'all imagine about what a dude, and it wasn't about Jimmy. It was about somebody, a grown-ass man trying to tell me who. I said, dude, I'm around shiesty-ass billionaires and negotiating with these dudes all the time. I think I can handle him. No, you don't know him. You know, no, man. Think about that, y'all. If I listen to if I listen to those guys, excuse me, Lord, help me, Lord. If I listen to those guys, I would not. This Sweet Shop, we wouldn't be on this show. So, Jimmy, I know what you're about to say. Some people ain't worried dealing with, but this ain't me and your fight. I want the assistant coaches. I mean, and they don't listen to me. They don't have to do nothing. But there's a few of these guys in summer basketball, and a few of these coaches like Stephen Woods. Y'all, Stephen Woods, I think you can make it happen. Your demeanor and the way I've seen you handle parents, you a better man. That's why I always tell you one of my greatest coaches, Coach. I saw how, cause me, that's why the Lord did not let Robert have a coach. Cause a lot of you parents, I'd have cussed y'all's ass clean out and said, take you and your son home. Not Coach Woods. He's always got a great word to say. Jimmy, I'm telling you, he got a great word to say.
It was the person that would probably remember what people are posting in the Boom Boom Room on the Facebook and the YouTube feed is, let me give you a quick history.
Okay.
And what we're going is, guys, we got 9 minutes. We're not going deep in overtime there. I'm telling you, we'll give you 9 minutes.
Yeah, I got to go.
And now is this has been tried before. That doesn't mean it would never work. Mm-hmm. It's been tried in Houston about twice in the past, maybe 3 times in the past decade. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, coming in, it's like one of those things. And I mentioned earlier, a lot of the people and the wounds are cut deep because a lot of in grassroots basketball, there's so much they recruit against each other, and without the required or adequate amount of integrity, so often year to year that it's an ongoing process of damage that's done. So one guy is holding the
Jimmy. Jimmy, I got a quick question. Hold this one for me. Answer this one within your answer. Just quick. I said just college, high school coaches, and summer coaches. Nobody else. No you. No nobody else involved. I'm talking about just college, high school coaches and summer coaches. No outside, no Robert Hatter involved, no Jimmy Hicks. No, if you ain't got a summer team, you ain't a summer coach, and you ain't a high school coach, keep your ass at the meeting. So you saying that has happened in Houston 3 times?
No.
That's all I'm trying to say.
Understand. Mm-hmm. Many of the high school coaches, a growing number of high schools have at least one coach on their staff that's also doubles down as a volunteer grassroots coach. Mm-hmm. And so it's not like yesteryear when that was like us versus them. And it's still, to some folk, they feel like it's us versus them, but it's funny as hell because it kind of reminds me of what's going on today in society. It ain't us for them because half of them are actually part us by day, meaning that the high school teacher who's a coach who actually doubles down as a grassroots. The person that would have to do it, here's when I'm watching some of them errors.
Okay.
If the Houston Defenders do it, then the Houston Hoops ain't gonna trust what they're doing. If the Houston Hoops do it, the Houston Defenders ain't gonna trust what they're doing.
I like that.
If JL3 do it, Houston Hoops, they just had a brief with Marlon Lowe and the Houston leaving the program, they not gonna trust what JL3 is doing.
Okay.
So you see what's going on. Everybody got their pistols out at each other in the triangle.
Okay.
I don't trust you. I don't trust you. Don't trust you. You just trying to make it easy so you can get in and get my kids. So why should you be the head of it? Why should you be the leader of it? So it's kind of really tricky.
I got you.
As the thoughts, it would have to be a point whereas, and it got close before back a few years back, about 10 years ago. John Lucas was not in JL3 in grassroots. That was the thing that he sacrificed and gave up by making a decision to incorporate his business into the grassroots. Because now, and I told John, that means you became the competition. So as he became before the end, though, he had worked out a temporary agreement, a truce with I think at the time it was Texas Pro Houston Hoops. Then all of a sudden somebody came and messed with somebody's kid, and it messed the whole thing up. It didn't even take maybe 2 months. And so it would take because now at the same breath, those sneaker guys are not prone to take directives from an independent guy that they looking down at. And that's the thing. Everybody ain't looking like this, because you can have a sneaker deal today and could not have one tomorrow. So then what's going on? But they're not, they looking down. They look down. It's an entitlement thing.
I know, Jimmy.
So that means if somebody from the Hillbilly All-Stars, you know, is coming to try to do a kumbaya and round everybody together with an idea, they're looking like, man, why we gotta listen to you? So it would take a lot of just even, it would take somebody neutrally to even get one of those to come and sit down, just to even agree to come to sit down. Not even we get a date together. Hey man, in 2022, how about you come and sit down and we have them sit down? And you know they're like say maybe that far out. They'll say yeah, we'll do it. So then you remind them in the fall. You remind them weeks leading up to it. Maybe that could be done, but it would take time. That way now. Meanwhile,
you jumped the gun on me. I like what you said, and I understand, Jimmy. I understand the dynamics. Don't you know I've been in some of the meetings, but I think I shouldn't have been in the meeting. I don't think you shouldn't have been in the meeting. None of us should have been in the meeting. And let me show you something. I didn't tell them to get together and do nothing. Guess what I asked them? My one directive is, do y'all realize the power that y'all have? Can y'all come to one meeting and say, do we realize the power that's in this room? And listen to me, Jimmy, and I'm going to reserve this meeting to the black summer coaches, not to the white. And the reason why, we got to get ourselves together first. You just showed me we got to get our damn self together before we let anybody else.
Absolutely, it got to come from that side of the fact, because let me inject something out.
Okay, come
on. How y'all say integrity, and I go back to the time when it was almost done, because once you got that was once if that would have tied, then it would have tied everything else in easily. Well, that guy who agreed, this is how I'm gonna say no name, but one guy agreed to not mess with nobody. I agree not to mess with your players. We call them. We use the slang kids. We mean his players. Whenever I say kids, I mean his players on his team, his program. So I make the agreement. Right? Here's what happens. I don't mess with none of your kids. I don't call them. But then my assistant not only calls them, but does some under the table stuff to get one of your kids to come to my program. So then when it comes back to me, you know what I say to you? I look you dead in the face and say, man, I told you I ain't messing none of his kids. I didn't call that kid one time. You can tell them, ask them that they talk to me. I've never called them kid. Then they say, well, man, you know your son. Man, I can know what happens then. Man, I can't control what them dudes do. Them grown ass men. You see? So that means within each house, there's a level of disrespect within each one of those organizations, because every organization chief, not his own chief. He wants to be chief of this tribe.
And Jimmy, I understand the logistics and the dynamics of it. All I'm trying to do, Jimmy, Because all that going on, they ain't go. I just want them to look. While all of this confusion going on, there's a game being played over their freaking heads. I just want them to understand, sir,
yeah.
do you understand the power that you have? You know what? I'm going to put that on a t-shirt. Sir, do you understand the power? I know people told Stacey Abrams, y'all, girl, you can't go down there and mess with them. You can't go down there and mess with them. They can't get along down there in Georgia. This is a Dixie state. Master Ball. Yes, Jim, it's going to be challenges. Some of them ain't going to, Jimmy. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X didn't get along. And they had the same ideas. I know these guys, how they think. But if you're still thinking about somebody stealing your kid, you'd have missed Robert Hatter's point. Jimmy might steal your kid. I might steal your kid, but we still got to understand how much power we got. No matter how much we're stealing, Jimmy, we got to know how much power that we have. That's all I'm saying. I know you'd have been around them. You know, man, that nigga stealing my kid. Man, you doing it. I ain't talking about them. Hey, them petty ass dudes. They can't come to the first meeting. Let them keep their petty ass, because guess what we're going to do? After a while, we're going to run them petty ass dudes out of business anyway. You're going to run them out. Because guess what? Parents going to see a difference, Jimmy. Parents going to say, the hell I'm going over here with this clown? Jimmy, what my man said in the Malcolm X movie, he gave him 2 glasses of water. He showed him a glass of water. A dirty glass of water and a clear glass of water. And the dirty glass, Elijah Muhammad said, we can get this to our people, and if that's all they got, they'll drink it. We can give them them old guys who don't want to do this, guys this, that. We can give them that, but we can give them some of this clear water, Jimmy. And if they have a choice, they'll choose the water that's clear. Our problem is we can't start it because we ain't thinking about the power. When y'all talk the first time, coaches, what about no kids? I got Nikes. Your kids might want to come play for me. Y'all got to realize, I never wanted to play for a Nike team. My son to play for a Nike team. But when your baby come home and say, Dad, I want to play in the EYBL. As a daddy, you got to get that done. He said, Daddy, I want them shoes they wearing. I said, what shoes? He said, Daddy, you can't order them shoes. You got to earn them. So I know, Jimmy, these guys hard to deal with. But I think guys like you, me, guys who don't have, I ain't got no team. You ain't got no team. Let's stay our ass out the way. Because we can sometimes sway these guys. Let's keep out the way. Let the coaches, it ain't but a few of them out there. Let them go talk and say, man, do you realize how much power? Not the guys, get the haters. We can't bring the haters in the meeting, first meeting, because it ain't going to be no second meeting. Let me repeat that, y'all. Whoever taking notes, I hope somebody taking notes by Black B. Scott. In the first meeting, if you know somebody is suspect, if Jimmy know it, y'all know. Leave they ass out of the first meeting. And y'all just said, man, do y'all realize how much power we have? Hey, we got the power. All the top guys in Texas, all five in the, and another lower tier. All of us. No, I'm being facetious, but I'm saying it. I've been seeing it in my dreams. 5 of the top guys, the top 5, all of them go to Prairie View. Okay? I know it, Jimmy. I know it. Oh, Byron coaching his ass off with these guys down there. So that's why I'm saying it. He beat Johnny Jones with the guys he got. So let's give him some of them. Some of them guys. Get him some of them 5-star guys. Y'all go here, right? You coaches, y'all got the power to send them there. Notice I didn't say go to Memphis. I didn't want y'all to think it was personal. I just don't understand why we got these top black coaches. And Jimmy, I know you're an advocate for black coaches because a lot of them take your services. Guess what? If Penny get the winning, if let's see, if Boynton get the winning, his assistant coach gonna be what? They're gonna be up for jobs. Tang gonna be up for. That's a different situation. We gonna have black coaches in position of power. We bagging about, well, they want to hire them. They won't. Let them keep getting these guys. We got the power. Stacey Abrams showed y'all. We got to worry about them. Kelly Loeffler, 24 million. Okay. Let me see you beat me on these streets. I'm going to knock on this door here. Let's knock on, hey, high school coaches, summer coaches, let's knock on some doors. But in the beginning, because you're in your embryonic stages, I'm going to close it, Jimmy. You're in the embryonic stages, okay? In the beginning, you can't let everybody, like when your baby first born, you know how them mamas are. Everybody can't hold your baby. Everybody don't know how to hold a baby's head right. Don't let those naysayers hold a baby. Y'all nurture this baby until it get big enough. And Jimmy, you always say this, Jimmy. If I build it, they'll come or something like that. You said you make it attractive. You make it attractive before the clowns come in. So when the clowns come in, the clowns got to straighten up because they're coming. But in the infant stages, don't you let everybody around your baby. Everybody ain't no good midwife. But Jimmy, let's get out of here, baby. I went 5 minutes too, 10 minutes too long. Let's get out of here, baby. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, man. As you guys can see, you get the picture. And the thing is, now what you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it?
I love that, Jimmy.
And you know, that's the key. Everybody can go all of that. That's the easy part. Now, what are you gonna do about it?
Jimmy, it wasn't easy getting out of it, Jimmy. I told you I had to depend on the Holy Ghost to get that out of me.
No, the easy part is sitting there and doing the talking about it.
Yeah.
The hard part is doing about it.
Now it's the work.
So what are you gonna do about it?
Yeah, it's the
and
work.
As explained, a lot of people see the conversation, and guess what? Everybody in that room got to have something to bring to the table.
Good point.
If you ain't got nothing to bring to the table, not even a thought, then you don't even need to be there.
Hello.
You just want to, most people want to be in the meeting just to know what's going on so they can go tell the next guy. As soon as they get out the parking lot, 50 people going to know what the hell happened in the meeting. That's why the meetings can't have progress because once again, everybody going to know what's going on. So why the hell you got to come to the meeting? You feeding them, man. Tell them what's going on. Stuff man, I can't talk about it, man. You see, and the thing about it is just it's a room in the grassroots. I think somebody in the boom boom room made a comment yesterday and say grassroots is like the dope game. Say hell no, it ain't.
Why?
If grassroots was like the dope game, it'll be a bunch of dead dudes out there, or a bunch of guys that's been shot up right now, or been wearing shit bags right now because of their actions or what they been out there doing.
What's the shit bag?
This ain't like the dope
you get your ass shot. Okay, shit bag. Damn,
yeah,
Jimmy.
This ain't like the dope game. No.
Okay.
Absolutely not. Don't even disrespect the dope game like that. Try to put the grassroots like the dope. No, it's not.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Because your life ain't at stake. You make a wrong move, you do in the streets, your ass gonna get lit up.
I got you.
The code, and guess what? Ain't no written rule, ain't no rule, a bill of rights, ain't no written code or no constitution that's inscribed somewhere on the streets. Think about that. But guess what? People that last in it, most of them, they followed by a certain code.
I got a question, Jimmy. So
code.
what would you compare it to then? Summer basketball. What could you compare it to? It's hard, ain't it?
Some muddy waters, and where most people claim to wear white gloves. Let that soak in overnight.
Damn, we got to talk about that tomorrow. Let me write that down. Hold on, Jimmy. I got to write that down on my notes. Muddy waters, right?
It's muddy where most folk claims to wear to have on white gloves. Most folk in it claim to have on white gloves. And think about it. I ain't even just let that soak in. We're in some muddy ass waters.
Oh man, don't cut off on me now. Oh, Jimmy.
Hey, it's time to yabba dabba do this thing, man. We'll see you guys in 22 hours. The Chop Shop. This is why we ask you guys to share the show. Share the show to your timelines.
That's a good one.
Let's get the conversation. This combo, we will continue it on tomorrow until people find out. Remember, we're asking, what are you going to do about it? And so until then, on behalf of Robert Hallett, this Jim Hicks, we up out of here. Peace. I'm going to give you time to go and try to think about it. About what are you going to do
I'm
about it.
finna go study muddy waters, Jimmy. And white gloves.
What color your gloves are?
Yeah.
What color your gloves? Because if you say white, then use a damn lie. It's impossible to have on white gloves if you're in the middle of some mud. That's the whole trick to it. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. Let it soak in, because people still might have missed it.
All right.
Everybody got on white gloves. Chop Shop. Peace. We up out here.
Jim Hicks, Rob Hatter, you are now tuned in to the Chop Shop. I'm Retro, let's get it. We in the Chop Shop, we live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk, we live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop, I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up, it's live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop, we live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk, we live in the Chop Shop.